Hey folks, I'm glad so many people are enjoying the last video about the Volvo EX30. It really is a fantastic car, and most orders, 2/3 of them I believe, are actually for the EX30 on the orders that are on the books. So even though nobody's seen one in person, people have literally been going in and paying a deposit and ordering one, which is awesome and a bit like a Tesla, I think, isn't it? So it's really easy to see why people like Volvos, because they're stunning to drive, to look at. They're really, really nice. But this video isn't about the Volvo, it's about the Ford F-150 Lightning and what is going on with it and why are they driving around in Australia when they said they wouldn't bring it to Australia, because maybe they are bringing it to Australia. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm seeing lots and lots of new subscribers. It's really, really great to see. Somewhere between 60 and 80% of you, though, aren't subscribed, so please make sure to click the subscribe button. It's free, and YouTube will tell you when I upload another video, because I make videos every single day. The new Ford electric ute, then, was spotted in Brisbane in Bulimba recently, most likely doing some testing of some sort. I don't know what that is. The weather is not exactly challenging at the minute, so not sure what kind of testing it could possibly be. Maybe testing the suspension or the roads or something. This does get quite interesting though. Some of you will be already onto this. There was a person with a high visibility jacket on, and I thought, I wonder why. That's a strange thing, isn't it? I'm not the biggest fan of utes, obviously. I'm more of a BYD Seagull type of guy, obviously. I've maybe mentioned this in every other video. But I can see the appeal, and especially for an EV ute. They're super practical for towing things and building things and lobbing stuff in the back. Lots of stuff, really. But I'm generally someone who has mostly had smaller, more agile, cheaper to repair and maintain sort of cars. So it's always a shock to me to feel just how cumbersome they are, because I'm just not used to that. But it's not that. If you're used to it, it's fine, I'm sure. The Ford F-150 Lightning sales have been going terrible, and they are actually on target if their target was 70% of the original target. So it's that bad. It's obviously, you know, lots of people are buying it, and a lot of people, mainly in America, and they seem a really good buy when you look at the specs and whatnot. But if you've got any interesting thoughts on why Ford are so far off target with their sales, please put it in the comments. And I know generally when I ask you a question like that, I'm not just asking you to give your opinion, but I genuinely value it and I really want to get your opinion. So there are really clever people with interesting views that watch these videos. So I look forward to actually reading them. I just love to read the comments, and I know that a lot of you are well informed, and if I'm ever wrong, people genuinely tell me that I'm wrong. So like the other day when I called the Volvo EX30 the XC30. So if you try sitting for an hour reading about Volvo vehicles and they're all coded like that, it's really quite easy to get your head scrambled from it. So I think a part of it is that Ford told their dealers in the US to basically join the EV program with Ford, and the cheapest subscription to that program for selling Ford EVs cost $1.5 million. And that is just to get permission to sell them, nothing else. And then you'd have to pay to install electric chargers and do all sorts of other stuff. Even in rural towns where money that dealerships are making is smaller than, say, a Ford dealership in California, they're all told to pay the same price. So hence why I think it was something like 20 or 21 states in America that took Ford to court. In simple terms, though, they used, that was through the use of a union, and lots of states signed saying they agree with it, and then they used lawyers and took it to court. The Ford could do really well here, the F-150 Lightning, because Ford is quite popular here in Australia, and I think the BYD ute, when that comes in a few months' time, at some point next year, that will be direct competition for the F-150 Lightning. And it's a similar size, most likely cheaper. It even looks kind of the same sort of styling, I think. There's been some leaked footage of it too. I'll also link this in the description to a video that I did a couple of months ago on that. The prices aren't announced, but the XLT variant, the really good one, directly converted from the US is 85,100 Aussie dollars. So of course it will be more after the costs are added, like shipping and that sort of stuff. And that comes with either a 98 kilowatt hour or 131 kilowatt hour battery. So of course I've read the comments on this, and it's kind of interesting to see what other people think of it. It's big and it's a ute, so it will chew through battery like it wasn't charged at all to begin with. So that's why they are really, really large batteries. So when they carry large weights to tow, or the range just vanishes basically. And it has a 4.5 ton towing capacity and 1,054 Newton meters of torque. So Ford offer a CE variant with an estimated drive-away price of about 116,000 Aussie dollars, but we don't even have release dates for it, and Ford are pretty quiet about it. So basically it will come at some point, possibly. I don't know about that, and I'll let you know when it does, or if it does. So interestingly, Ford announced they will bring 5 new EVs to Australia by the end of 2024, and that the Ford F-150 Lightning won't be one of them. But that doesn't mean it isn't coming, and it doesn't mean that it won't actually come, because they're here now testing it, aren't they? They're driving it around, so that suggests that it might be coming maybe at some point next year, maybe the end of next year, maybe the year after. We don't really know. So what's going on with Ford? You've got us wondering, Ford. Let us know what's going on. In the meantime, it's now September, and the BYD Seal is due to be launched in September. It was September, then they pushed it, forward, and then they pushed it back from August back to September. So stick around for that, because I'll make some really great videos about it when it does come to Australia, hopefully. And I really do hope they email me and let me know that I can go to the launch event for it, because the last one was brilliant for the Dolphin, apart from the Churros. So it's just been silence, basically, from BYD. They have started posting more on social media, which may indicate that they're ramping up their impact when it does come out. If that's how it works, I don't know. So thank you very much to the people that have joined on Buy Me a Coffee. Really, really appreciate that. I also have Patreon and YouTube memberships. That's really good too. Links to these will be in the description below. They're about $3 or so. The cheapest and easiest way to help, if you want to, is just by pressing the like button. And remember to subscribe for my daily videos about EV news from around the world.